creatine is a compound that the liver naturally produces. Now, it's not specific to human livers. I'll get into that in a second. Creatine is really interesting because some researchers call it an amino acid, whereas others refer to it as a metabolite. Either way, here's what we can agree on. Most animals, really any animal with a liver, including us humans, make creatine naturally. The term creatine is actually a shortened version of creatine's full name, creatine phosphate, or phosphocreatine. When you buy creatine as a supplement, you may see it called creatine monohydrate. I'll discuss why that is in a bit. But basically, after the liver makes creatine in the form of creatine phosphate, it gets sent through the bloodstream to our muscles. Because this same process occurs in animals, if at any point we consume animal flesh, like beef, chicken, fish, pork, and so on, we consume small amounts of creatine. So, what does creatine do when it's in our muscles or when we eat it? Well, creatine helps our muscles generate energy. More energy in the muscles may mean more strength and endurance, and we want both of these effects when we're working out or competing. This is why creatine supplementation is so common. You asked whether creatine works best at a certain level of body fat or at a certain body composition level. From what I've seen among published research studies, no. Body fat doesn't seem to change creatine's effectiveness. Instead, other factors like current level of fitness, for example, whether you're a beginner or seasoned athlete, and training volume are more important. This is because the most important factor when building bigger muscles is simply using them. All the protein and creatine supplements in the world won't help unless we create a demand for those nutrients. You have to make the muscles hungry for those nutrients. Without that, all of the extra protein and creatine in the world won't be used to build bigger muscles. Instead, the body will probably just excrete them. To create this demand, again, we need to work the muscles, and as the muscles get bigger, they're able to store more creatine. Now, for those that are beginners, just starting out with, let's say, weightlifting, they're going to see greater gains. They're going to see gains happen faster. That's just the nature of starting out. But if we've been working out for a year, let's say, those gains will not come as quickly. And this is regardless of whether a person is taking creatine as a supplement or not. Now, for training purposes, the American College of Sports Medicine recommends aiming for a range of 3 to 5 repetitions. This rep range is designed to help increase muscular strength, and this will help build those larger muscles and may help with body composition. If you can perform more than 5 repetitions, that means the weight may be too light. You can perform multiple sets of this same exercise with the goal of achieving 3 to 5 repetitions per set. Just know that when you lift heavy like this, you need a longer break in between sets to recover and regain your strength. So, rest those muscles for 2 to 3 minutes in between the sets. Now, let's get back to creatine supplementation. If you and your healthcare provider do decide that using creatine supplements is right for you, then you want to make sure you buy the right kind of supplement. The body seems to respond best when it's supplemented with creatine monohydrate, as opposed to its other forms, like creatine pyruvate. Now, in general, studies have found that for most people, creatine supplementation is safe, provided that, again, the product is free of impurities and the dosing instructions are followed. For those with pre-existing kidney disease, creatine supplementation is not recommended. This is again because any excess or unused creatine in the body has to be removed or excreted, and the kidneys are mainly responsible for that. This may then place the kidneys under extra stress. So, the bottom line is that body fat or body composition probably doesn't make creatine more or less effective. But more importantly, we need to create a demand for that creatine. That means performing some resistance training consistently, which, Melissa, it sounds like you're already doing, and incorporating some heavier lifts.